Hi! I wanted to do one more video for 2022 before things really kick off next year. I travelled south a week ago for Christmas, and it's so nice to be somewhere that's warm and there are lights and Christmas food is aplenty. I couldn't wait to get out of the Manchester area. It's just been so cold and so many things going wrong, so many technical things going wrong. My tablet went wrong, my printer went wrong. 4 days before I left, my gas boiler started to leak, and no one's been to fix it before I left, so I've had to switch the boiler off at the wall and put a bucket underneath it. That's the joy of being in rental accommodation. You're never quite sure whether you're going to get the service you need. And I know I'm not the only one who's having problems, and some people don't have working boilers at all at the moment because of, unscrupulous landlords and things like that. So I'm quite lucky. But trying to find the time to make videos has been crazy. I wanted to do one on the 21st so that we had a winter solstice video. Shortest day, first day of winter, but it's been raining almost continuously here since I've been here. So I couldn't get out and do anything, and I'm living with other people who, are always around. So it's very hard to find time on your own when you're in a house of other people. So it always takes a little bit of time to come down from everything when I go back home north on my own, because it can be quite intense. But everyone's gone out to the church Christingle service to watch the grandkids doing the Christingle. Sorry about that. One of the clocks is chiming. So I'm here on my own, getting a little bit of respite. I'm doing some sewing work. I brought some work with me for if I had time, and I just happened to have time. I'm in charge of cooking dinner tonight, so I've already got that going so that when everyone gets back, food would be almost ready, because it's the least I can do when I'm being looked after so well for 2 weeks. When I was thinking about doing this video, I didn't want it to be as long as the last one. It's just a ramble more than anything. I had kind of really particular things to say. I felt really negative coming down here. I was desperate to get away. I was felt it had been really cold. The day I left was the first day the temperature started to go up, so suddenly it wasn't -4, -5 during the day. And I just wanted to kind of get that off my chest, so to speak. But I've seen a couple of friends since I've been down, and I've managed to offload some of that. And now that I am somewhere warmer and I've started to relax a bit more, I've started to come down. So I don't feel quite as negative as I was before. It's now Christmas Eve when I'm recording this. So yeah, Christmas Day tomorrow. It doesn't feel as Christmassy this year. But everyone else has been saying this as well. So I don't think it's just me. And I think with the way everything's been, it's so stressful, there's so much going on in the news, it's been so cold, everyone's so worried about money. I think that really getting stuck into Christmas has been at the bottom of people's lists at the moment. And I don't blame them, but I'm hoping that tomorrow will be good. And it'll kind of be a jolly day, and then we can relax a little bit into New Year. And of course then New Year arrives and I have to drive back home and start all over again. I don't feel very optimistic for 2023 at the moment. I have 1 or 2 ideas for things that I want to focus on, but it's not very inspiring. It's, apart from doing this, starting this vlog, which I hope will be a help, and I'm hoping will be interesting. I've made a list of things that I want to talk about that I hope people are going to find useful next year, and at least it gives me somewhere to kind of talk into the ether. With people who are interested in similar things. So I'm going to be talking about what my financial year for 22 was like. I've been sorting out my spreadsheets and looking at how I've been doing, how I've been earning my money, where the shortfalls were, what I can do next year. So there are things that I can do, and there are things that will give me the motivation to keep going next year. And of course, you have to be motivated because you've got to earn enough to live on. It's as simple as that. Work-wise, I'm not sure. I think it's going to be quite a challenge trying to get people to spend money on things that aren't essentials. But then there's a friend of mine who says there will always be people who have the money to spend on things that they really want. And I do know people like that. It's targeting them, finding them, and finding out if what you do is what they want. So it's, it's all a trial and error. And I think that's really all I've got to say at the moment. I've been watching the rest of my other YouTube channels and looking at the effort people put in to make their channels work. There's a lot of graphics and a lot of cutscenes and things, and I'm just sitting here with a point and shoot, and I have other people that I follow that do that, and I think that's fine. I'm always a little bit wary of the ones that are overly produced. There's a lot of effort that goes into them, and I do become wary as to how authentic they are, particularly if they've grown their channels really fast. And I know that sometimes that's just because they've already had other channels or they're already running businesses that have strong followings. But sometimes I look at what they're doing and I think there's too much effort gone into, say, a Christmas video that they probably recorded back in November to make sure it was spot on. And I feel slightly uncomfortable about that. I like things that are, come with the outtakes and are maybe not glitchy, but, like this, like not properly lit. I'm a real human being just trying to figure things out. And I quite like that, and I find comfort in that, because when I see other people doing similar things to me and living their lives like me, it reminds me that I'm not the only one. It's me and tons of other people doing similar things, and I feel that authenticity is really important. But we'll see how the channel proceeds, and if anyone actually watches anything. No one's looked at my first video yet, which isn't a surprise. I have no following. I don't have a strong business base of followers who will come over. I don't know if I'm tagging my videos correctly. I'm putting in words, but I don't know if they're entirely correct. It takes time, we forget that things do not happen overnight, or if they do, there's something going on there, and that things should be slower, more focused. And really this is more of a therapy, I think, than anything. I'm not doing this channel because I want people to come and buy all my stuff, or I don't want to become like a celebrity or an influencer. This is just a place to kind of get things out and just kind of catalogue stuff. I normally do it on blogs, but I thought this would be a different way to try and get better at doing technology, because I'm not a fan of social media. I flick through my feeds, but I'm not really into it, and selfies aren't my thing. So this is all a bit different. Anyway, I've done an entire almost 8.5 minutes, which is quite enough, I think. I can't imagine I'll have time to do anything else now before the new year. If I get a nice day and I go out for a walk in the woods, I might take the phone, take the camera, and do something from out and about, because we have beautiful countryside here, and that's really what I wanted to do, was to do something outside, show you the sights of where I am, which is really nice. But that's weather dependent, and we have a lot of rain on the way. So I hope everyone has a nice Christmas. If you're watching this in July, I hope you did have a nice Christmas, and I hope that your 2023 is going okay. But until then, bye-bye for now.